Good, Movo?
Yeah, good.
Yep. Thanks for coming along, guys. Today, obviously, it's Anzac round in the NRL this weekend, and the Rabbitohs have a fantastic partnership with the Royal Australian Navy. We've got some Navy representatives here today, along with our head coach, Jason Demetrio. The first person that I'd like to introduce you to from the Australian Submarine Forces is Vincent.
Good day, everyone. I'm leading Seaman Vincent. I'm a submariner. I'd like to present today with the good Chief of Navy and you guys, like the new submarine jersey for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Vincent. I'd now like to call up to the microphones the Chief of Navy, Vice Admiral Mark Hammond.
Yeah, good morning. It's an absolute privilege to be here to partner again with the South Sydney Rabbitohs for the Anzac round. This time the club has chosen to shine a spotlight on the Australian submarine service. A lot of what our submarine force does happens over the horizon, and it's not in our nature to blow our own trumpet, so to speak. It is called the silent service for a very good reason. But when a club like the Rabbitohs, with such a great high-performance culture, decides to shine a light on the service of our submariners, on the men and women of the Australian Submarine Force, and importantly, the families that enable their service, it's an absolute privilege to step up and partner with them. I don't know whether the club's announced this yet, but I understand the jersey's already sold out after just 2 days. So all credit to Russell Crowe, the designer. And my thanks to the South Sydney Rabbitohs for continuing to shine a light on the service of our Navy, particularly during the Anzac round. Thank you.
Mark, we probably don't, like as you said, the silent service, don't hear a lot, aside from what's in the news at the moment. What would you like this jersey what story do you want this jersey to tell about submarine service?
Thanks, Cody. So as I mentioned, Russell Crowe designed the jersey for this round. The black indicates the colour of the submarine force, and all of our submariners wear a black t-shirt below their uniform, which is a shout out to the history and heritage of the submarine force, which has been reflected here. The grey is a demonstration of the effect of light refracting below the water as you look at a submarine, and the crest, which normally has a set of dolphins here, like the one on my uniform, has been replaced by the Rabbitohs bunny. For me, there's a great parallel between small teams selflessly working hard for each other day in, day out. In our case, it's at sea, over the horizon, promoting Australia's national interest. And as I said, a lot of that goes under the radar. What the Rabbitohs do here, their culture of high performance, putting themselves on the line for each other, and promoting a very, very high performance culture absolutely resonates with us, and it means a great deal.
Did you speak to the players about any of that? Or?
I did. I spoke to the players this morning. Had a lot of questions, including Latrell asked me how deep the submarines go, and of course I'm not going to talk about classified information.
Plus the killer asked the hard questions.
That's right. No, Latrell was all over it. But no, we had a good chat about mateship, about selflessness, about professionalism, and about always getting up and backing each other up. In a submarine crew, everybody knows each other's jobs. And our ability to step up and support each other when things aren't going well is something that we particularly pride ourselves on. And I think that's something that we have in common with a high-performing rugby team.
And Admiral, you've had a distinguished career, Order of the Australia Medal, graduated from Harvard Business. Thank you for your service, but some career highlights for yourself, including being head of Navy?
Thank you. It has been a very long career. I've been very, very fortunate. I started life as a junior sailor, as an electronics technician. I grew up in Adelaide, AFL country, and joined the Navy. And I found myself in the submarine force because of the volunteer nature, because of the challenging environment, and because it's a high-performance, small teams environment. Career highlights have included submarine command. Any leadership role in any defence force is an absolute privilege. Submarine command was definitely one of my highlights. Commanding the fleet was as well. But ultimately, the thing that I treasure most is the teamwork and the people that I've worked with and the people I get to serve now. This role is an absolute privilege. It's challenging for all the right reasons and rewarding for all the right reasons.
And you're also follow the club, the Rabbitohs?
Up the Rabbitohs!
Thanks, mate.
Get a shot of you and Jason with the jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just away from the mics here.
I'd just like to say we're really privileged to be able to wear this jersey tomorrow to commemorate all our Anzacs, in particular the Navy and the submarine division. Their silent service goes unnoticed, and we're really privileged and proud to represent them and their history over a long period of time. We heard some great stories this morning about the service and what it does and has done since World War I, and yeah, it's pretty special to wear the jersey.
Jason, I guess you'd have a message for the team, the way you probably talked about that with them. Can you tell us what you talked about with them about this?
Yeah, again, it's as Mark spoke about that high performance culture and small teams working together in some pretty difficult situations. And tomorrow night we're playing against one of the best teams in the competition, and we're going to experience some difficult times. And wearing this jersey will give us a reminder that we need to stick together and make sure that we fight on and represent not only ourselves but the submarine division and the Anzac round as special as we can.
Last time, the Penrith crash, was a lot of build-up around cracked windscreens. Penrith's windscreens look all right, don't they?
Yeah, look fine to me. We're looking forward to getting out there tomorrow night and beating the Rabbitohs. It's something that we're really focused on this week. We haven't spoken too much about Penrith. We've had some big games against them over the last few years. We know who they are and what they do. It's about us going out there and for 80 minutes, being consistent in the Rabbitoh way. If we do that, then we'll build some real trust in our season.
So you don't really look at Penrith sort of they've been a little bit up and down with their form?
Nah, not at all. We know that every time we play them, they're going to be up. That's how it's been for the last 3 years, definitely. And submarine, and they put you in positions in the field where it makes it hard to get your attacking game on. And as I said, tomorrow night we want to be the Rabbitohs. We want to play our footy regardless of the situation we're in. We need to keep backing and trusting what we're about. And I think over the last couple of years we probably haven't done that as well as we'd like to, and we'd like to do that tomorrow night. But we understand how hard it is. It's not going to be easy.
How happy are you with the way, particularly what you've been doing with the footy's improved over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it has. Again, it's been building. Obviously, getting some key middles back has helped. Having Jai back in the side is a big plus for us as well. So, again, we're nearly third of the way through the season. We're growing our game. I still don't think we're anywhere near the team we're going to be by the back end, but we're heading in the right direction.
Facility-wise, I noticed you've got that big screen, the big TV. Is that your spy screen? Is that what you use to pick up all the players?
Yeah, I've got a locker in the change room as well, so I'm always looking at the players. I get no escape from me. So
Big brother, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's actually, we haven't figured out how to use it. Lee's all over it. So once we do, we get to see Vision live on training as well, which will be pretty special. Us nerdy coaches love that kind of thing. So yeah, it's looking forward to delving in over the next month or so and seeing exactly how much we can get out of the facility.
I guess the facility and technology, and I think that's where you can find edges for your team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even yesterday on the players' day off, there was half a dozen to a dozen players in here doing recovery because it's such a great facility to come in, and all those little things add to your performance every week. And like we said, it's a great house. We want to make it a home, and that journey starts this weekend, and we'll build throughout the season.
You're not one of those paranoid coaches, are you? I mean, you've got fans, you can just rock up here and watch what you're doing.
We watch enough video, other teams watch enough video to know what we're doing. There's no secrets. It's one thing knowing what you're doing, it's another thing being able to stop it. So we trust what we do. We're happy for our fans to have open access to us. It makes us the club we are. We're people, a team for the people. So I know how much the players get out of having them around.
There's been a lot of talk about 5'8" from New South Wales, and you wrote Cody the other day saying he's the best in the game. Should he be the Blues 5'8"?
Well, I'd be picking him if I was picking a team, but obviously I don't pick the team, and they've got some pretty good handy players there as well. I think Jerome's done a great job over the last few years, so he's the incumbent. He'd have to be playing pretty ordinary not to get a start, I think, and I think he's playing some pretty good footy at the moment. So, look, there's a few weeks to go now. You guys are going to start drumming that talk up, and all we can do is put our best foot forward, and Cody keeps doing that, then he puts himself in the frame. But There's a long way from the team being picked yet.
It's a nice comparison though this week, isn't it? We can watch them both at the same time.
Yeah, you can, but they're very different players. I think Cody's very much an attacking-minded player, and a lot of little things that he does that make him elite in the game. And what I really like about Jerome is his ability to compete. He's in the fight all the time. I thought his performances again, where he led a team at Samoa, were outstanding in the World Cup, and that showed the real qualities that he brings to that Penrith side as well.
JD, you would have seen, obviously, Nathan needed half an opportunity to go bang bang against the Knights and take the game away from him. Is there a team that commands 80 minutes from the opposition more than
No, not at the moment, no. And that's why they've been beaten in the grand final and won back-to-back the next 2 years, because you have to play for 80 minutes. And that's what I said before, we need to be the Rabbitohs for 80 minutes. And we need to trust that doing that is going to get us a result. And if we do that, we give ourselves a real chance. But there's going to be periods in the game where we're going to be underwater. We've got to keep fighting and get the result and come to the surface as a winners.
Daniel Cook came out the other day and pushed pretty hard for Jack White to end up here. Is that any chance, or is there any indication from you that you'd like to get him here?
Oh, I love Jack. I know he's got a lot of good friends in the club through rep footy. If Cook is willing to take a pay cut, then it's probably something we could sit down and have a chat about. We'll get all the big earners in and see if they're willing to, what they're willing to do. But look, we'd love to have him here if there was an opportunity to get him here. But we're pretty full in the cap as well, so it's unlikely, but we'll see what happens.
Those guys might do it. You never know. I mean, they're team-minded individuals.
yeah, they are. But I'm not sure the partners agree with that. But look, he's a fantastic footballer. I'm sure there'll be a host of clubs interested in him, and we'll just see how it plays out.
And one other thing we talked about, which you've talked about a bit too, is Ben Hornby. If he's ready or not, and would you be willing to let him go?
Oh, 100%. I'll be willing to let him go as a head coach. Yeah, if that's his ambition, then 100%. Yeah, it's like a player playing rep footy. You want him to go and try that next level. And if Ben was given the opportunity, I'm sure he'd do a great job. He's had a very similar pathway to myself. I think he's ready to take that challenge on, and going back to a club where he's intimately connected to. He understands the culture of the place inside and out, and I think he'd be a great fit. If that opportunity comes for him, then he'd definitely get my support.
He hasn't approached yet at all?
Who, Ben?
Yeah, has he said anything to you?
Oh, no, we've spoken about as you guys are talking about, it's my job to make sure that I'm understanding what's happening so I can support what he wants to do. But as far as I know, there's been no discussions with the Dragons yet, and see how that plays out.
JD, just a couple of injury updates. Keon,
I
believe he had his surgery yesterday.
He had surgery on Monday, I think. Yeah, so he's out for 6 to 8 weeks.
And Junior, I've just seen him then. He looks fit, so he's not far away.
Yeah, Junior's running well. Had a push, could have played this week, but we probably went a bit early last time, so we're happy to leave him out and get him ready for next week.
And Liam Knight said he's not far away.
Yeah, no, he'll play his first game next week as well, Liam. So he's had a good month of training full with the team, and really excited to see him back out in the field. It's been a tough, long road for him, but he's come out of it not only physically in better shape, but mentally and emotionally the best I've ever seen him. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Liam on the field.
And also good news, Lever Havili is back running, I believe.
Yes, yeah, he is. He's on the Alta G, so his rehab will ramp up now over the next month to 6 weeks. And trying to get those guys fit and healthy for around that origin period when we probably lose a few boys. So bringing those guys back into the team will make a real difference.
And just one more, Jai Gray, I've seen him running around. He's got a lot of talent. I say he's small in stature, but big on talent. So he'll come back soon too.
Yeah, he'll play in the flag side next week. He's been outstanding this week training. He's been out with a hamstring injury for that long, but the rehab guys have done a great job getting him fit and ready. And you see him out on the field. He's an electric little thing. He reminds me a lot of Rob Burrow from overseas, and we're excited about where he might go in the future.
Watching the one more. Sorry, I just saw him throw a cutout pass to Tyrone Munro on the wing. It could be a look into the future of this club. It's a couple of young stars.
Yeah, definitely. I said that this week because our reserve grade played on Sunday. We had a few of the younger guys in. Hazen Mellors, Tyrone Munro, Thomas Fletcher as well, and Jai Gray. They're exciting young players, and that's why we're in the position we're in. We're comfortable where we're at with our roster.
Mate, so much has been over the years said about the left side, and just if you could talk to the evolution of that right side and the way, Tack Campbell's come along so much and Lockie's right.
Yeah, I think Cookie started to figure out that he can pass right. That's been a big improvement. I think it's experience. That's a pretty young edge. Obviously, Lockie in his first year last year, and people forget. Campbell Graham's 24 years old. He's still young, but they're starting to get experienced. They're at 50, 100 gamers, and they're starting to really be confident. And they've played a lot of footy together over the last 18 months. So that's showing in their form. And we have to be prominent on both sides of the field and through the middle third, otherwise we don't get where we want to go.
And is that one of those things like, 5 prelims and not getting over the line, or not having a premiership to show for it, and the evolution of this footy team, how much of a part does that right side and its growth play in you guys going to another level?
Oh, it's part of it. Yeah, it's 5% improvement on prelim final finishes is the 5% we're chasing. So, that's obviously adds to another string to our bow, but our biggest improvement is making sure that we can get as many blokes healthy as we can for the big games at the end of the year, and most importantly, it's in between our ears, and understanding the learnings that we need to take away from the last one and what we need to take into this final series if and when we get there.
Just one more on the centre, JD. I think Blake Solly, Shannon Donato, Mark Ellison, all the staff have done a magnificent job here getting it all right.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Monday when the commercial and the admin and this team join us at the facility. It'll be a real special day for our club. I know the players and the staff are really excited about it. A lot of people will walk around in the first level, but for us, this is a 2-level building, and it unites us better than for the first time in the club's history. And it's such a powerful tool for us all to have. And as a coach, I'm really looking forward to having everybody under one roof.
All right, thanks, JD.
Just, to wrap up this morning, just some final comments from Vice Admiral.
Just a final comment on Anzac Day and submarines. I do occasionally get asked, what does the submarine force have to do with Anzac Day? Well, it was an Australian submarine, a very small crew in 1915 that on Anzac Day penetrated the Dardanelles, in many respects first in at Gallipoli. And what they achieved had been attempted by several submarines before them unsuccessfully. An Australian submarine with a mixed crew of Australians and Royal Navy submariners achieved that mission for the very first time and paved the way. And that is the genesis of the reputation of the Australian Submarine Force, the courage, the professionalism to achieve significant outcomes under significant duress. So in that context, we're particularly proud to be able to shine a light on the history of the Australian Submarine Service and those who continue that legacy today in partnership with the Rabbitohs this Anzac Day. I'd like to thank the leadership and staff of the South Sydney Rabbitohs, JD, Blake Solly and the team, Russell, of course, for the design and the offer to partner the way we are, and finally to the men and women of the Australian Navy and their families for their service. Thank you very much.
Lest we forget, we will remember them.
Thanks, everyone.